Firstly, I will start with a short summary of the text. In the year 2081, the 211th, 212th, and 213th Amendments say that all Americans have to be the same, and no one is allowed to be smarter, prettier, stronger, and so on. The Handicapper General enforces these laws by making people wear certain handicaps. This could be an extremely ugly mask if you're too beautiful, or maybe a handicap bag filled with weights if you're too strong. One day, a beautiful, smart, and strong teenager called Harrison Bergeron is taken from his parents. Throughout the story, Harrison's parents are watching the television, and later on in the story, Harrison actually appears on the screen while he's rebelling against the government. Setting. The story takes place in the future in the year 2081 in the United States. It is a dystopian world where everyone is made to be equal, no matter the costs due to the amendments I mentioned earlier. The government and the Handicapper General make everyone wear these handicaps. It seems that the society has taken to the extremes to eliminate competition and create unnatural inequality. The story takes place in Harrison's parents' house while they are watching the television. It is a completely normal house where everything is by the rules that society dictates. Characterization. Harrison's parents are called Hazel and George, and they can't think too much. Hazel is seen as completely normal. In the text it says that she is perfectly average intelligence, which in other words means that she is stupid. Hazel is incapable of having deep and meaningful thoughts, and she also commends people for their normalcy, because she herself is totally normal. For example, while she and George are watching the television, she comments on how good the ballerina's dance is, even though we all know that it is in fact completely normal. She also commends the news reporter, even though he has a serious speech impediment. She says here on page 3, "That's all right," Hazel said of the announcer. "He tried, that's the big thing. He tried to do the best he could with what God gave him. He should get a nice raise for trying so hard." So this basically means that Hazel is incapable of seeing anything other than normalcy because she herself is completely normal and not capable of having any deep, meaningful thoughts. Harrison's father, George, on the other hand, has an intelligence way above normal, which means he has to wear this mental handicap, which is a radio they install in your ears that plays a sound every 20th second, which disturbs his thoughts. It says on page 1 of the mental handicap that it is made to keep people like George from taking unfair advantage of their brains. George also is a lot stronger than the average person, which means he has to wear this handicap bag filled with weights. His wife, Hazel, actually says that he should take some of the weights out when he is just at home, but George, he says on page 2, "If I tried to get away with it," said George, "then other people'd get away with it, and pretty soon we'd be right back to the Dark Ages again, with everybody competing against everybody else. You wouldn't like that, would you?" This shows us that even though George has an intelligence above normal, he's also a passive rule follower, and he doesn't want to break the rules, basically. The moral of the story could be something along the lines that total equality is not an ideal worth striving for, and it comes with terrible costs. The text shows us that everyone is clearly not equal, and every individual is unique. And by trying to make everyone be the same and using all these handicaps, it has actually resulted in hurting society more than helping it. And we see that the new normal person has become someone like Hazel, who is clearly stupid would clearly be seen as stupid in our society.